All right, let's talk about something that's a huge deal for any software team, the DORA metrics. We're going to break down what they are, why they matter, and how you can actually use them to, really level up your team's performance. So let me just ask you a question, and be honest. Is your DevOps actually working? I mean, you've got all the tools, you've got the processes set up, but how do you really know if it's effective? How can you be sure you're not just spinning your wheels instead of delivering real value? It's so easy to get caught up measuring, well, just activity. Things like the number of commits or how many tasks your team completed. But honestly, those are just vanity metrics. They don't tell the real story. What we really care about are the outcomes. Are you shipping stable software? Are you delivering it fast? And is it actually providing real business value? So, how do we bridge that gap? How do we go from just measuring busyness to measuring actual outcomes? Well, that's where the industry standard comes in. Let's talk about DORA. So, DORA, it stands for DevOps Research and Assessment. And this isn't just some random set of ideas somebody cooked up. This is a legitimate data-backed framework that came out of Google Cloud. It's all about measuring what really separates high-performing teams from the rest. And the best part, this whole powerful framework, it really boils down to just 4 key metrics. 4 numbers that can give you an incredibly clear picture of how your team is actually doing. Okay, metric number 1. This one's all about the speed and rhythm of your development cycle. It's called deployment frequency. It's pretty simple, really. It just measures how often you're successfully pushing code out to production. A high frequency here is a fantastic sign. It probably means your processes are well-oiled, automated, and you're shipping value in small, safe, manageable chunks. And why does that matter so much? Because deploying often means you get feedback faster, you can learn, you can iterate, you can pivot. It's so much better than waiting months for one of those huge, terrifying, big bang releases. All right, on to metric number 2. This one is the perfect partner to deployment frequency. It's also about speed, but it looks at it from a totally different perspective. We're talking about lead time for changes. I like to think of this one as the stopwatch for your entire pipeline. It's the time it takes from the moment a developer commits code all the way until that code is live in production. And that includes everything: testing, reviews, the actual deployment, the whole shebang. Why is this a big deal? Predictability, that's why. A short lead time means your team is super responsive. When someone asks, hey, can we get this feature, you can actually give them a realistic answer. It takes you out of that vague, it'll be done when it's done world and into one with data-driven timelines. Okay, so we've talked a lot about speed. But let's be real. Speed without quality is just a fast way to break things. It's a recipe for disaster. And that's why our next metric is so critical. It's our first stability metric, the change failure rate. Think of this as your built-in quality check. It asks a simple question. Of all the times we deploy, what percentage of them cause a problem? And by problem, we mean something that actually hurts the service and needs an urgent fix, like a hot fix or a complete rollback. This is the perfect counterbalance to just chasing speed. I mean, what's the point of deploying 10 times a day if half of those deployments break production? This metric forces you to find that all-important balance between moving fast and not breaking things. All right, our last metric. And for this one, we have to accept a hard truth. Failures are going to happen. Even the best teams in the world have incidents. So the real question isn't if things will break, but how quickly you can fix them. That brings us to time to restore service. You'll also hear this called MTTR, or mean time to recovery. It's all about how fast you can bounce back from a failure. The clock starts ticking the second you detect an issue, and it doesn't stop until service is 100% back to normal for your users. This metric is a fantastic measure of your team's resilience. A low number here is a great sign. It shows you've got good monitoring, you have a solid plan for when things go wrong, and your team can diagnose and fix problems even when the pressure is on. It's all about protecting your users from any downtime. So there you have it, 2 metrics for speed and 2 for stability. But here's where the real magic happens. It's not about focusing on just one of them. It's about understanding how they all work together in a delicate balance. The best way to think about it is like the dashboard of a car. Your speed metrics, that's your speedometer. But your stability metrics, those are your engine warning lights. Pushing the speedometer is great, but if your check engine light is flashing, you've got a serious problem. You need to pay attention to both to get where you're going safely. And what's cool is that DORA gives you actual benchmarks. It categorizes teams into tiers, from low all the way up to elite. You can see here, an elite team has a really low failure rate, and they can fix issues in less than an hour. But look, the point of this isn't to make anyone feel bad. It's to give everyone a clear roadmap for what good looks like and how to get there. Okay, so you've got the metrics. How do you actually use them to get better? Getting started is probably easier than you think. All the data you need is likely already sitting in the tools you use every day. Your version control, your CI/CD tools. It's just a matter of pulling that data out, organizing it, and then calculating your performance on these 4 key metrics. And please remember, this is a journey. It's not a one-and-done thing. I love this insight from Atlassian because it hits on a key point. It's about continuous, incremental improvement. Yeah, aim for that elite status, for sure. But you have to celebrate the small wins along the way. That's how you keep your team engaged and motivated for the long haul. So there you go. That's the framework. You now know how to measure what truly matters, that perfect balance of speed and stability. The path to start tracking them is clear. So the only question left for you is, when you think about your team, where are you going to start?